Hey y'all, what's good? This is Reggie P coming up on I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Yeah, the mayor of C-Town, Ryan Hayes, and his big name guest.
They don't sit the best shooter from Adamsville. Rest in peace, they're gonna have to make herbal tea, chamomile. You ain't meant to deal with the lemon when I spray these. Tell your bitch, ain't no way you coming back after her bay leaves. That'll scare her. But the thought alone won't prepare her for when she finds her land in the cut. Aloe vera, nigga, stick to the facts. You alright? Stick to the facts. You did a URL crucible. Nobody picked you for that. They was sleeping on herbs. That's the indica pack, but I'll smoke herbs today. It don't matter. It's Big P. Always good when I kick three. Give a fuck if you're 6'8" or 6'3". Put him down. Cause when he in the ground, he's 6 feet. I'm the best no discussion. I'm the best no discussion. Well, that's like Beyonce did it. The funeral coat. I'll be hiding in Beyonce tickets. The gun speed. Tell Mama John her son weak. I have him laying face down in the stream. It's John's Creek. I palm heat. I go to war generally and cross out stars like Confederate. I bury shit, ratchet, holding the baby. She a surrogate. That bird talk over your shoulder for a parrot flip, a pair of sticks. Willing the book, you'll inherit it. They'll need a pen, design food pen over the Harriet. Nigga, you came in the game kissing ass, making friends. Nigga, I came in the game with a mask, breaking in. Have you ever caught a charge? What? Have you ever caught a charge? Every battle you CP in, they gotta give me credit on the card. In this life, you'll forever be a fraud. Talking straight cash, but ain't nobody checking for the boy. I said charge, credit card, CPN, cash check. I want y'all to think on that. Bucks in the tank, no safe on that. And the handle got tape on that. Don't believe me? Try PNC. Sun Trust, I'm the truest. You can bank on that.
I got Black Wall in the building, so we just gonna start the show off like this. Black boy, Mac boy, I be fly as a plane. High campaign, man, champagne in the range. I'm the best in the game, lame, stay in your lane. It's a shame, but I bang what I aim with that thing. Got gats on deck, threats on deck. Jordan Air Max, Bojacks on deck. Your girl licking cause she think my stacks on deck. I'm stacking for a jag, but that lack look best. Reggie just a rapper, but they think I'm making dope sales. Cause I'm always presidential at the hotel. Always in the league, got them pulling on my coattail. Dudes getting deals like they ill, but they don't sell.
I'm nasty. We from the US, you just lay down slow. Black boy, let them know how that go.
Yeah, I know how it go, you know how I flow. Know what you dudes want, Calico or the 44. My dudes infatuated, infrared beam, collecting paper like a copy machine. A printer, I enter the cipher in diapers. Flow is fire like a match or a lighter. Reggie's the truth, like the Bible's Messiah. We use the plastic Glock and rifle to snipe you like a Kennedy. Popping slugs, how I show love to my enemies. Murking by the masses, verbal assassins. Kill a dude on his mattress, call it his deathbed.
Juice, put you on the game, Black boy, take it off.
I'ma put you in the game, put you to shame. 45, I'ma put you in the lane. Now I'm riding smooth, cool, got the tool in my whip. Dude talk, man, I kill him in his cool whip. Call it strawberry, you dudes is fruits. All I do is cock and shoot. It's going down like prostitutes. And I gave her $10. Wipe off the mouth and then I told her holler. I'm running the game, cause I'm running with the game. Yo, dudes is lame. Them dudes suck, they better duck when I bust. I'm ready for war. What you think all the Berettas before? The juice, raw. He got the
It's your
Scan
boy,
the
Black
code
boy. Y'all
and
already
follow.
Know, man. Reggie P and I'm back representing Black Wall Street South, nigga. Monopoly, and you already know, man. Give it a big shout out to my boy Ryan with Hayes Entertainment, nigga. We fucking over these niggas with the mixtape game in Vancouver, nigga. All competition, man. The adversary opposition, man. Slit your wrist, nigga.
Often imitated but never duplicated. I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes.
You drink?
Tuning
A little bit, man, a little bit, but I'm a dark guy, you know.
Vancouver's
So
best show.
I
Okay,
like
With
to
what's your
do
Ryan
what's
Hayes.
I
your
like to
go-to
do
drink?
I like the Douces and the Hennessy's and the, you know what I mean, the Tennessee shit, you know what I mean. So I like the dark shit
Okay.
mostly.
So I couldn't find the actual stat on the city of where you were born, but born in Georgia, I believe. What was
Yeah.
childhood like for you growing up?
Atlanta was fun. I played a lot of sports, man. So I was an athlete as a kid. So, you know, down south everybody played football and baseball. You know what I mean? A lot of school, traveling from park to park, playing like competitively. So a lot of my young years, man, I was like one of those kids, you know, who was always active into the sports and till I got a little older.
Okay. Yeah, that's great because this is a sports podcast as well. So, my next question was, did you play any sports growing up? So you nailed
Okay,
that
okay.
one.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So, do you have a favorite sports hero then?
Being from Atlanta, man, maybe the first sports hero I had was Deion Sanders. So
Okay.
yeah, everybody was like Deion fans. So that's the only reason why we played baseball and football. You know, the older kids they would like Bo Jackson and stuff like that. But yeah, we all was Deion fans at that time. You know what I mean? So that
I
most
was
definitely the first person.
okay. I was a huge Jamal Anderson fan growing up.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah, Jamal did his thing when he was here, man.
yeah,
Most
Dirty
definitely.
Bird, right? Didn't he start
Yeah,
the Dirty Bird?
yeah, yeah. That was him for sure.
Yeah. See, yeah, I'm a big. So is Atlanta. Atlanta, you're obviously your football team.
Yep, yep. That would be
Okay.
my favorite team for sure.
I So I'm a Seahawks season ticket holder. It's in my family. My
Oh,
friends
okay.
also have it. The Seahawks just played Atlanta in Seattle this year. I got the
Yeah.
owner underneath the cap.
Uh
I
huh.
got the owner of your Falcons to sign my cap. So
Oh yeah. He's a nice guy, man. He always comes down to the sideline and
yeah,
everything, man. Yeah,
that's
he's
what
a
it
cool
was.
guy.
I was down outside the tunnel in right after practice, the Seahawks game, and he came walking around signing for everybody.
Yes, sir. That's the man with the plan. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what he does. He's real. He engages with the people a lot. I see from the TV.
Okay. When did you first get into music, and who were your early influences?
Okay, so I told you about the sports and but I guess when I got about like 16, I started recording music like seriously. I might have recorded my first album that I started performing and selling when I was about 16 years old. And the first rappers that I started to like love was at that time it was all about like Eminem, Andre 3000, and Jay-Z. Those was like those was like my go-to people in the development of like how I thought I wanted to be or sound or what I thought was the standard of rap. So those three guys are still like my favorite. It never changed really. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's where I started with it. I say about 16 years old.
And when did you know that you wanted to make it like an actual career or make money doing it?
Um, I would say when I was younger, and I told you about the same CD that I made. You know, the first time like people would ask me to buy it, to sign it, telling me what their favorite records was. You know, calling me and my group out to come perform certain songs and requesting which one. Once I seen that I can make an impact and people was appreciate my creativity with it, it kind of made me look twice. Like, maybe I can do this, you know. And I got more serious, of course.
Okay. And I always shoot this question too. Also, if you're having a dream dinner party, and you could invite 3 famous people, dead or alive, who do you want to bring to your table?
I want to meet Jay-Z. Most definitely Jay-Z. Dr. King would be nice to be there. And I don't know, man. Maybe the Christ. Maybe the Christ himself, the real Jesus, right?
Yeah,
Or
I
maybe
get that answer. I've had that answer before.
yeah. Or maybe maybe the guy who story he took, you know, the real whoever the real person that knows the real story of that time. I would want to talk to them because I would have so many questions for that person. But I say Dr. King because in Atlanta, you know, he's like a big polarizing figure. You know what I mean? I have so many questions about him, about leadership, and then speaking, and then just how to handle turmoil while you're becoming popular. I think he'd have all the answers for that. And Jay-Z, of course, man, I just talked to him about the history of hip hop and, you know, what it really takes to I don't know, have longevity. I would like to talk to Kim about longevity because Jay-Z kind of show you how you can be nice and be nice for a long time. You know, really in a real young man sport. So definitely that, you know. But off the top of my head, I'd be satisfied with those 3.
Okay. My answer, I always go with Tupac. I'd like to.
I was
Go ahead.
gonna say,
Yeah.
I was gonna, but I was nah. You said anybody dead or alive, and it's like so many figures.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm on the West Coast though, so we got that.
right?
So I always go with Tupac. I'd like to have a comedian there. So for me, it would be Seth Rogen because he's from Vancouver.
Okay.
I'd love to smoke joints with Seth Rogen. That'd be pretty
Right,
fun, I would think.
right. I
And
would
then,
imagine.
and then I'd probably like to see some eye candy like Shakira.
Man, look, when I was young, man, Shakira was all of that, man. Shakira was all that when I was young, like for sure. I could see you saying that.
Yeah, I always had a crush on Eve from Rough Riders.
Well, when I guess when I first was coming, you know, into my little manhood, getting older, Eve was one of the first, say, female rappers that kind of made my eyes pop. Like, oh, okay, that's a nice looking girl, and she can rap. You know what I mean? To me, Eve, what a lot of these girls are now. She been that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I can see how you could say that.
So we're joined with my co-host here, who's late. I don't know why, but he's late.
I fell asleep. I was like, "Oh shit, it's 8." Royalty the rules 816. Yo,
yes, sir, man.
It's an honor to see you, man. So
no doubt, man.
And you're in Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm from Kansas City. Just had to say that.
Down there here, Vancouver.
Yep, Vancouver over here in Kansas City. We also have another partner who's not here. That's in Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah, we spread it out. That way you can tap into as many markets as possible.
That's dope.
Right.
That's right.
So Prince, I shot the whole childhood questions, the growing up days, all the good stuff. I hit him with the dinner question. So do you have one that you want to shoot, or I'm going to get to it?
Okay. You know, coming from Atlanta, you know what I mean? Like you know, everything from, you know, Outkast to Giddy Mob to all these, you know, legends out there. How was it, you know, as a, you know, coming from there? What was one of your favorite, you know, albums back whenever you was growing up?
Well, I can remember this like, you know what I mean? The first album that really like opened my mind up to what I thought greatness was AT Aliens. I had the AT Aliens I think I had it on tape first, and it had the lyrics in it, and you could open it up and all the artwork. You feel what I mean?
Right.
And play the record and actually read the lyrics as they was. To me, all that was dope. You know what I mean? And even down to the intro when it first come on, you know what I mean? You May Die is the intro on AT Aliens.
Right.
It has this French speaking woman and there's like these harps and this crazy melodic. It just took you away. And then they bring it back to like greetings, earthlings. And I start learning like, oh yeah, album's supposed to have transitions. It's supposed to have fields. It's supposed to take you somewhere. So I think that really helped. You feel what I mean? And then like besides that, you know, Andre 3000, like, you know, still my favorite, one of my favorite rappers. Anybody knows me knows it's my favorite rapper. And I think it helped cultivate my mind a little bit as far as when I started being confident enough to write my own raps as a young person, you know, 10, 11. I maybe stood up in front of a crowd of people and started rapping my own raps when I was like 9 or 10 years old. Like actually had somewhere to go to rap. Like, yo, get on the bus. We have to go over here. You have to perform the rap that you wrote. I was like 10 years old doing that. So it was something I always wanted to do, and that I kept cultivating until I got enough confidence to just go for 100%. That's what I'm saying.
Right. I was about to ask him too, you know, because, you know, one of my favorites, I'm kind of glad that you said that because ATM is always going to be one of my favorites, that and Equipment Eye. And one of my favorite songs was Babylon because I just love.
ATL is right. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Like it's that why it's records like that why I even became a rapper or even wanted to be a good one, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Like right now, you see a lot of people rap right now. Everybody kicking a little flow now. I mean, everybody. So,
right.
But my taste, you know, my class of what kind of hip hop I wanted to bring up, what kind of rapper I wanted to be, was because of those kind of albums.
Right. And what was one of the first times to make you wanted to be like, because I know you battle, like what was the first battle that you ever remember, you know what I mean, made you want to, you know, inspire yourself to be a battle rapper?
Well, when I was in schools, if we want to talk about just like in life, when I was in school, the older kids and everybody would battle a lot. And I could always rap, but I wasn't as, like I say, I wasn't as confident as other people with their rapping. Mainly because I thought they wasn't gonna understand me and where I was coming from, like a normal dude from the South was rapping at the time, because we was at a level at that time. And I was always listening to people who was so crazy that when I kicked my raps, I used to be scared it wasn't going to be received because of where I was. That was my problem. But when I started battling in school and I started, you know, to win a few, I started to lose a few, you know, but I still never really took battle rap that seriously. But it started to get serious for me when that 106 and Park era came out. Oh, yeah. When that 106 and Park era came out, and when URL started making its way on DVD and like the stores down here in Atlanta,
like the fight clubs and smacks, yeah,
right. Or they would have like my bad. They would have like all kind of videos or freestyles from people all over America. Then within it, it would be a battle. You feel what I mean? So when I start seeing like Mook, you know, you would see Hollow. T-Rex used to be my favorite battle rapper. Hey Shine, I was on those boys when they was young. Tay Rock, I battled Jay Mills was real hot back then. I got a chance to battle Jay Mills before I got signed the game, actually, on the radio station over Beat, like around Katrina time. But anyway, these are all the things that Cassidy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And I remember, of course, Mook or whatever, Reed Dollars and
Who's the
It was
blind guy?
it was Shay Davis. It was Shay Davis, and it was just
it was Blind Fury, Jen, you know what I
Blind
mean?
Fury, that's the guy,
Furious
yeah.
Jones, you know what I'm saying? Lady Luck.
Yeah. So I got into that. Now, still keep in mind, in Atlanta, battle rap, it has no organization yet. All right. We know of battle rap, we know of battle rappers, but battle rap itself had not come into no kind of organization in the South yet. Okay. So we was all just looking for our chance to get in that kind of market, which led to stuff like 1079 having Battle Rap Fridays, where you got that shot to make it to 106 in Park. So that's kind of where my first steps came as far as the battle rap go.
How did you first meet Game?
Game saw me at a battle. I mean, Game came radio station at 1079. I was about to do a battle. The thing I was telling you about Battle Rap Fridays, you come up there live and you battle a guy on the radio station live, like over beat, like kind of like on some 8 Mile shit at that time.
Yeah.
And but it was dope. And we had millions of listeners every weekend. And ain't no telling what celebrity was coming through because we at the radio station. You know what I mean? And just so happened this time Game was there promoting was it
Black Wall Street Journal?
Doctor's Advocate. And they was like, yo, it ain't gonna be no battle today because we got Game up here. They was like, see Reggie in here. And I came in there, Juice was up there, and he was kicking a free. And they was like, yeah, this is our freestyle champ right here, you know. Let him get a few lines in, you know what I mean? And they gave me just a shot to rap, man. Of course, I had a bag on me because I thought I was gonna battle that day anyway. And I blew him away, man. Needless to say, I started going off like early. And
so I was celebrating right there just because you dropped it right on to next Tuesday's guest is I got Juice, Richie Evans coming on.
Okay.
Do you have any kind of story about him, or a good story, or something something I could bring up?
Me and Juice was most definitely cool, and we moved together a lot. You know what I mean, during the tour. You know what I mean. One thing I can say about Juice is we in the studio, Game used to be very, very particular on the things that we would record. You know what I mean? And I just remember being in there trying to write my raps before he got in there so he wouldn't critique nothing so I can get it down. Having Juice in the studio, getting his rhymes right over and over and over again, just like that's what I remember. Like, so Juice is like a clack at the time, being signed and being that young. He was like one of my first peers, one of my first classmates to you know, that I was side by side with, getting developed as a peer. You know what I mean? So if you bring up anything about how when we was in the studio, basically going through that drill, you know what I mean, to get records right and get them sounding right, and your breath control, and you know what I mean, just how you attack the track. You know, we was like in real school back then. Juice was a cool guy, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, them was so dope times right there, man. We worked hard out there, man. We promoted that that Doctor's Advocate, man. I went to probably every city on the West Coast. I went overseas and rapped everywhere. I remember just that being a crazy summer and fall.
Because that was right around the whole One Blood music video as well.
Right.
Yeah, and around there. So me and you have a story together, which I had to get into this one because it's all around the same time of this Black Wall Street era. I'm consider myself good friends with your boy. He was also on Black Wall Street at the time.
Yeah.
Shouts out to him, great guy. But that wasn't where I was going. But me and you, Game came to Canada, and it was a cross Canada tour. I believe that was his last time in Canada, or at least Vancouver. You were on the way to join him at this at this tour, and
Yeah.
you had to cross the Canadian border.
Right.
And I don't know what happened on your end, but I got I'm on the way to work 5:30 in the morning, and I get the call from the border security, and
Right.
they're like, "Do I know you as your real name? And
Right.
what are you doing in town? And
Yeah.
what is this guy coming to town for?" And I told him, "Oh, he's part of Games doing big, and he's coming to town. He's part of the crew. He's coming to town." And I had just happened to be talking to you, and boom, somehow I got the phone call, which pretty cool. I never forget that story, and that's what made me come find you when I remembered that story a couple weeks ago.
And that's so crazy, man, because I was coming over there. I did everything right, but I think they gave me a ticket that was going to Edmonton, and I was supposed to have been coming to BC.
Yeah.
And something got mixed up. Now I'm at the thing all lost, looking lost, acting lost, asking everybody questions with this bag, looking like a rapper. So they came to me, snatched my bag. They went out through it. They went through the whole protocol, man. And I remember I had a little something in there, but they didn't get it. And I was a bit worried, but hey, man, I was so cool. But it wasn't enough for them to garner any attention. So they put everything back up in the bag, and they let me across and let me go. And damn, DJ Chris Styles, who I end up meeting and getting to the hotel or whatever. But yeah, it was a little riffraff, and they did make sure they got everything validated before they let me through to Canada. But what was so crazy, Game never made it to Canada. So
that's what happened.
I went through all that Mission Impossible to get through the border, and he didn't even make it himself. So
yes.
That was the thing. Yeah, I remember that. But that was like my first time. That was my first time in Canada. I tell you one thing in there, man, I'll never forget. I went to the store in Canada, like grocery store, and they had the magazines there with me and the source with the biggie cover source with me in it. And I remember showing the girl at the clerk at the register, like, yo, you need to let me take this because I'm in this magazine, and she's all like, nigga, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I flipped straight to it, like, who's that then? And she was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? She let me get it. And I was crazy. I went to the airport, the magazine was there. I looked in that magazine to see what you know what I mean? I just feel like that was a crazy time to be in that publication at that time. And that magazine was everywhere. It just made me feel like, yo, I definitely done took that step up. You know what I mean? So it's just a crazy time and a crazy moment for an artist that had done so much work at the time on his own before he could garner that kind of, attention or connect with that kind of artist at that period of time. I just remember that. That was a good feeling for me.
Was that the Unsigned Hype though?
It was something like Unsigned Hype, but they called the article Off the Radar. They called the segment Off the Radar.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember that. That.
Yeah, that was nuts trying to figure out that. I've always wondered what happened on that story with me and you, because we never really had a chance to get too much to talking after that. I don't know what happened, but I thought it was the other way around. The Game made it across the border, and you didn't make it across the border.
Yeah, we made it. We made it. Me and Chris Styles, DJ Chris Styles, and me, we made it over there. It was Game that started to have some trouble.
Yeah,
because we never made it. The show never happened. We didn't make it. I ended up coming back.
He's still never made it. He hasn't been here then since before that.
Wow.
He's not allowed here in Canada or Vancouver. Just that. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. That's somebody that we've always wanted. Last one about Game. You were over there on the London freestyles, and you've always been doing like a bunch of freestyles on the radio. Do you have a favorite tour story from your Black Wall Street days?
I think that craziest thing that ever happened, man. One time when we were in we're in UK when this happened, and we had this crazy session. You know what I mean? Game starts kicking a freestyle and he starts to kind of go at me a little bit. You know what I mean? But he's really setting me up. So I start kicking the crazy free or whatever. I just remember saying a line like Easy E died of AIDS. That was the end of his chapter. That's the guy you chose to get your tattoo after because he got a tattoo of Easy E on him. So everybody started going crazy, like, you know, Reggie just eat the game up here overseas. And I just remember that was a great moment, man. But then soon after that, man, we went downstairs. We got pressed by some guys who I guess was from right there from UK, man. They had a camera all in Game's face and they was real rowdy and real pushy and disrespectful. And I remember a crazy fight broke out, man. And the guy that was trying to get close to Game, one of the dudes that was with our crew with us, had hit him to get him back. So he stepped back and he stumbled, right? And he reaches down in his coat to pull something up. But I ain't give him time to come up and gather himself. I start hitting him. So I hit him a couple times. I hear something hit the ground. Clink, clink, clink. This man had a big ass knife he was coming up with. I done hit him and knocked him out of his hand. And then they ran down the street. We ran and started chasing them. I remember just being young and something like that going down and feeling like, yo, I have to show them that, you know, this type of shit don't scare me. And not even that. If anything goes down or anything arises to come against us, you know what I'm saying, I'm willing to fight and just, you know, I ain't on no scary shit. And I remember that being my mentality when I was young and me springing into action that moment. And I remember later, you know, Game came to our room by himself, you know what I mean? He just like, yo, you know, big ups to y'all. Y'all was really there. I like the way y'all handled y'allself, man. Just pretty much just thanks, man. You know what I mean? For having my back. And that shit made me feel cool. It made me feel like, wow, you know what I mean? I'm really a part of the team type of thing. But these are all feelings of a young man. You know what I mean? And I learned a lot about the industry. You know, I would say the little while that we did that tour and that we did that, you know what I mean? And it has its positives and has its negatives.
What would a negative be? If I can ask that, I don't know. You don't have to do that.
It's all good, man. I mean, and when you deal with the industry, it's a lot of go-betweens, dog. You know, a lot of promises. You know what I mean? People gonna say you're gonna do this record, you're gonna be doing this, you're gonna be doing that way. You know what I mean? You got people that your career depends on how well their career is going. Or what you're gonna get is gonna be dependent on what they have set up for themselves, you know. You may be put on the shelf. You may have a whole lot of records that won't get cleared or get lost in the sauce, can't be put out for whatever reason. A lot of red tape when you're dealing with the industry, and this is way before I got this deal, way before the independent wave, way before everybody was really just getting on YouTube, you know, dropping their own shit, having their own podcast. Like all of this shit was before that. You feel what I mean? So right now I would say artists got more control, you know what I mean? But the artist development is missing. That's why it's so much fly-by-night music as far as people being here today and gone tomorrow. Because we used to have people who showed you how to be a star and stay a star. And now it's just about who has the biggest buzz. We're going to try to exploit that. Once that buzz go down, we leave them alone. We find the next buzz. So they ain't even taking time to really find those stars. You got to blow yourself up these days. And then maybe if they feel like, you know, you're a commodity enough, they'll come along. But I would say on the positive side, you can really live independently off of music and arts. If you have your streaming and if you have your you have a good plan together, there's an avenue for you to control your music and your creation a little better. And I say in today's time, so I think that's dope. But I've been in this battle rap realm. And I've been really been shiny to be an older artist. And that's why I've been spending a lot of time on this end I just battled John the Don, which is like
Yeah,
the
you
number
did.
one. Yeah, which is one of the number one battle rapper in Georgia for a long time. And I just had a crazy classic with him that's out right now. Then I got another battle coming up on Bullpen, which is in the number one battle rap league in the South versus Super Black.
Yeah,
And
April 15th.
right. It's gonna be at King of Diamonds, you know what I mean? A real popular strip club down here. But I bring all this up because it's like things done came full circle. I was a part of the foundation of Atlanta battle rap, you know, and now that it's becoming to be more concrete to the point, all the leagues are having more events in Atlanta. More money is being made. Stronger names and artists are coming. I was able to put myself back in the loop, build my name back up, and you know, become one of the hottest artists on the a very important top, you know, famous league, which is Bullpen. You know, it's just like one level on URL. I did the KLTD already. You know, KLTD, which is a Canadian league, came to Atlanta to do that tournament, $100,000 tournament, and I was in that. So me being a battle rapper out here is solidified for sure. You know what I mean? And that's why I've been kind of like putting more of my focus in that, even more than music. You know, I'm going to record this year. I'm going to get in there, you know, and do something creative and major. You know, it's just that, you know, I've been on the winning side of this battle thing, and it's been that way. Yeah, it's been that way because of the time and just the commitment that I've been taking towards it. But you know, I'm right where I want to be at right now. I just need to continue to have a good year going out. You know, that's what I really think.
In your profile, you mentioned King of the Dot, obviously the Canadian. That's the Canadian like top level tier.
Right.
Have you been on there?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. I didn't understand. Yeah. I missed that part.
Yeah. I got like 3 drops from them. Bad News, Bricks Belvy. You
ever meet Pat Stay?
I never got a chance to meet Pat Stay myself. No,
Canadian legend.
Right. I'm very fond of him now. I know his work and I know him, but I never met him myself before.
You also had MC Wars with all hip hop.
Oh yeah. MC War, man. MC War cultivated a lot of artists that still are in the game now. So you know, Nestle, So Severe, and I'm naming these. Atlanta, you know, Saya Boy, but he go by Family Man Hayes now. All these people have, even if you want to say Bricks Belvy and Lotta Zay, all of these people have roots in the South, and King of the Dot has been a part of their career in some way to help them, you know, and I just, you know, became a part of that list, you know, recently is what I'm saying.
Okay. Prince, shoot on your up, buds.
Yeah. Okay. You know, I was thinking about this. Like, I had a life soundtrack, right? Like, what would be 5 artists that would be on your life soundtrack, and what song would it be?
5 artists, and I'm having a life soundtrack.
So basically, their catalog of hits, just
like, basically, you know what I'm saying? Your life. Yeah. What does anything, you know what I'm saying, that's been a part of you that you know what I'm saying, the ingredients of you, like any song that resonate with you, you know what I mean? Like that song from that artist that impacted you.
Okay, so years. I would say, like, if you want to talk about Outkast or Andre 3000, the AT-Aliens record, you know what I mean, Me and You, was like, it was the basis of rapping for me. And it called out places that I knew that was from my environment and from my hood. So when you start off your rap going one for the money, two for the show, a couple of years ago on Headland and Delow, I'm seeing these are places I stay. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
These are places I live. So and then your song called AT Aliens and it's like this represents me. When he say I got my pencil and plus my paper, I caught the 186 Lithonia headed to Decatur. You know what I mean? It's the 186 now, but I think he said the 86. But that's how somebody from the west side would get to the east side. You got to get on the 86 Lithonia. That's how you get to Decatur. Like, so what that taught me was you have to rap about what people can understand and what they know. And then when you create a song, there's so many things that you can touch on within a topic if your song is named a certain thing. So all of this is teaching me how to put together records. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's showing me everything. So AT Aliens is one. And then with Jay-Z, you know what I mean? Hard Knock Life with Jay-Z.
That's really your favorite. Is that your favorite album? Or like song?
No, favorite song. Hard Knock Life was a song.
I know that's really your favorite song, being such a lyricist guy.
And I'm wrong. Yeah.
I'm going to explain it to you because you look when I first heard Hard Knock Life, I think I was about just the Annie record or whatever. I was 11, 12, that age right there. And well, I'm just starting to cultivate loving rap and me wanting to rap myself. And then being young, being able to follow somebody's rap. Because, you know, you listen to rap back then, you don't understand everything. Jay-Z on Hard Knock Life, and like I say, the basis of it, him coming out of the corner store with the juice in his hand, and you know what I mean? He has the white on it. He's just rapping about the hood and whoop de whoop. It's like, okay, I can do that. You know what I mean? I see what he's doing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, basically knowing, you know, loving the Annie sample. You know what I mean? You started to get into different kind of beats. I'm from Atlanta, so hearing the beat like with heavy samples in it, a heavy boom bap wasn't something that we was always given. And I learned something about myself. I like those kind of beats. Oh, if I want to rap like Jay-Z, I might need to get a beat that's kind of like this. So everything is helping you cultivate when you heard. You feel what I mean? So Hard Knock Life is like a repeat in my life. AT Aliens, repeat in my life. You feel what I mean? I'm trying to think of another record.
Your favorite West Coast artist?
My favorite West Coast artist, besides Tupac, is Warren G.
Another one that they sleep.
That's why my name is Reggie P. Like on everything I love.
That's dope.
Because the first rapper that I was listening to, because the West Coast had the game in the chokehold. Get in where I fit in, sit in, listen. You know what I mean? This DJ be Warren G. You feel what I mean?
Yeah. This DJ, yeah.
All right, so
regular, yeah.
He's Warren G. So if he's Warren G, I'm gonna be Reggie P.
Right.
So, but listen, they may seem like easy or cliche, right? But it's still teaching, even down to your name. You see what I'm saying? Oh, if you Warren G, so my rap name gonna be Reggie P. Everything that rap taught me, I used it within my development without knowing, to the point where by the time I was good, everything was in place because I followed every step of every genre from different rappers of hip hop who were solid. And that's how you get a dope artist, a future dope artist, or just somebody who can rap good. They got a different lot of styles. So I would say most definitely Warren G, man. Hell yeah. But that third artist I was gonna say, Wayne, man. Wayne with BM Jr., man. Murder Capital. Only key to survive is killed. The elements don't murder you. The riders
will. Yeah.
That's like my mode. When I started to hear that rap in that style, That's when the beast, the dude that Game ended up signing came from that rapper.
Yeah.
Just a beast. Just going crazy with the words, just having stupid wordplay, just being like provocative and creative and surprising with what I was going within and out the flow. Like that was my get up music, my, you know what I mean? My get in that mode to be a fierce lyricist music at that time in my life. You feel what I mean? So that's another record that's always there. You know what I mean? Project Pat got a record called Life We Live.
Off the get, yeah, off the on the not to get a green, but what's that
Don't
shit?
Don't play.
Mr. Don't Play, yeah.
So,
Another album that a lot of people.
But if you listening to me, I study masterpieces. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
hard for me to get into different stuff because I know, bro, that ain't it. Like that ain't even quality. Y'all ain't even gonna like that next year. Like I know what's not gonna make it, and I know, yo, that's a good album. Speaking of West Coast and speaking of this and speaking of that, I just heard an album not too long ago that was dope. Larry June, he's got a record right now.
With Alchemist, yeah.
Yo, yeah. I haven't been in the loop for a minute. You know, listen to people's projects, but then this one of the first ones I listened to of late, and yo, that shit's fire. That shit got me.
That's one of the albums of the year. That's one of the albums of the year, for real.
It's crazy, man. It ain't even really his flow or the beats. It's both of them together to make it be great to me. You know, I listen to Hit Boy new project too. I love what Hit Boy be doing with Nas now. And I look at stuff like that, like how Nas is still very much relevant and very much a good rapper. Good rappers gonna always have space in hip hop. That's why I salute battle rap, and that's why I salute certain rap artists, because certain artists, if you can rap, bro, you always gonna have space in this game. I don't care what come and go. It's still gonna come back to the basis of call and response, you know, being communicative, storytelling, and just being nice with your wordplay and like I say, creative with the bars. Like that's not never going nowhere. I don't care how many outfits they change into, how many chains they add, guns they buy. The dude that can rap always gonna last longer to me.
Facts.
What's your personal highlight? Say like your favorite tour or stadium, maybe your favorite verse you've ever done, your favorite battle. Like, what's your personal highlight that you hold dearest?
If I would say that, it was more of a moment, and the verse made the moment. So what I mean by that is, Nas got a record called "Made You Look." I'm at Game because MTV used to do they used to do this show where when an album was coming out, it's not unplugged. It's a version of Unplugged. But Game did one for Doctor's Advocate. And basically you perform all the songs on the album live before the album comes out. MTV used to do this segment and play it on TV. Mid-set, Nas comes out to do Made You Look live. You know, and I remember just being on stage, just hyping them up. You know, like just like a hype man, and we was all there, and the room was, I never seen so much people. You know what I mean? It was just like a slew of people. You feel what I mean? And I was up there with like one of the greatest MCs of all time and one of my personal favorite artists ever. And I just remember listening to Nas for a year. I remember listening to Game for a year before I met him. I just felt like I remember being feeling like I was just in the right space of time, man. Every decision I ever made from rap or wanting to do it, being like, yo, you did the right thing. What is it called? It was vindicating. What is it called? Like, you know what I mean? You feel like you made the right choice. And I remember that, man. And if you ask me, I performed with Nas that day. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that was dope. And they don't even. I mean, I've done so much myself though. Like I even did shows with Young Dro and Killer Mike, and I rap at certain people's shows and got good reaction. You gotta understand, man. I done a lot of battles, and I done performances, and not even like I done them like they were. I done big ones, I done small ones, but I've done a lot of them where people were on their feet and they was screaming and they was yelling, and I got good responses, and you know what I mean. That kind of gets kind of what you call it? It get kind of numb. It's like a drug, and you get that all the time. You win a lot. You know what I'm saying? I felt more when I got close to my heroes, you know, and I was beside them, and I'm backstage with a Nas or with a Game, or I'm in the backstage or dressing room with Killer Mike, or I'm finna take the stage with people I was just listening to as a fan. And it goes on with battle rap too. John the Dunn. I remember listening, just watching his battles and being like that, man. When would I ever be able to be in a ring with somebody like that? And then when I get there, how would I be able to hold up? Looking at all those King of the Dot battles and being, you know what though? That first battle I did on King of the Dot versus Bricks Belvy, I had a second round versus Bricks Belvy, and it just felt so right to me. I love the round, I love the reception, I love it the fact that it was on King of the Dot.
Would that be your favorite?
That would be my favorite right now, because I would say that was the first time I was on a big stage, an international stage, against a worthy opponent. And, I wrote a rhyme I was real proud of, and I think I got through it, and it also got received the way I wanted it to. Now, I wouldn't say I came out on the winning end of that bill as far as that particular battle because of voting and statistics, but I know I showed myself well enough to get booked more in the show. Pretty much, I'm here to stay within the culture, and I think that's why that was so important. And ever since then, the stuff like, you know what I'm saying? People been reaching back out to me and finding me and stuff like that. I just kind of find my own way through hip hop and what was good for me, and continue to develop as a rhymer, as an MC, as an artist, which is to me the most important thing, is to still have the craftiness to play in this game, man. You know what I mean? That's what's most important to me.
So what are some of your hobbies outside of sports nowadays? Like, outside of music, are you playing sports?
I would say watching other battles. I'm at all the events, man. You feel what I mean? So I'm at all the events. I network a lot, but I really like to go see people rap live. I love to see shows, and not just rap. I just went to Memphis, hearing their blues, hearing those people singing, and they got their own Walk of Fame and Aretha Franklin, and history of music. Period. You know what I mean? And the history of certain venues, and you know what I mean? You got to understand, you're walking the same path that legends just were, and you're going to be the one talked about next. You know what I mean? And it's like, I love the fact of making history, and people like to make money. You know what I mean? And ain't nothing wrong with that. That's dope. But you can't take away once you made a mark in history. It can't be changed. Just like those girls the other night that won the national championship at LSU. Whether you like what the girl did or you didn't like what she did, she's a champion for life, a national champion. You feel what I mean? You can never take that away from her, ever. She made, not only did they win a basketball game, they made history. It's the first time LSU had ever won a national championship. You can't take that from somebody.
No, good for them.
Yeah. But I was just saying that to say, when you make history, you really make a mark, and you're gonna influence the next group of players. You're gonna influence the next group of artists, and even if it's business, the next structure of business. You know what I mean? So I'm more about breaking the mold and making history, man. Actually being a legend, man. Because hey, we're all not gonna be Jay-Z. We are not gonna be Puffy. We are not gonna be, Roger Goodell or whatever. But we still can make an impact in our communities. We still can make an impact locally. We can still hit all our personal goals. You feel what I mean? Like, it's so much to be achieved. You know what I mean? And there's so many people watching you that you give it motivation to by you just not quitting and finding new ways to deliver your creativeness. You know what I mean? So that's what I pretty much don't learn from it all. And it's been working for me. You know what I mean? I ain't got no complaints at all, man. Like I say, 23 finna be a big year. Got pandemic coming. Like I say, April 15th, I got Super Black at King of Diamonds. BMI and Bullpen, which is another organization down here in Atlanta that's actually shifting the culture forward, making battle rap even bigger, man. We're going to make this shit just like NFL, NBA pretty soon. You know what I mean? Just like people going to be going to see the game, people going to be sitting around TV waiting for battles to come on. They already got sports betting for battles. It's like I'm trying to tell you, it's going to cultivate into this own thing. And people need to know, man, that you can make it different ways, bro, if you got what it takes. And this is just like the age of innovation, man. Like, it ain't no excuses. Anything you want to happen can go down. And you don't necessarily need a label or a big cosign and that stuff, which I had both, but this is a great time for it.
The one way to take over all of Canada is to bring in King of the Dot. They're the number one thing for any battle rap across all of Canada, not just Toronto.
Right. That's why, I'm just chilling out, man. I know I'll probably be on there soon, or I've reached out to them about work we probably do in the future. But in battle rap, you do things and it has to make sense. You have to fit in it. You want the matchups to be right. It's just like boxing, and then like for
manifest it.
Yeah. I definitely manifested that first time because, man, people don't know how long I sat there watching King of the Dot. Especially when it was less streaming and more YouTube era. Oh man, I watched that shit over and over and over again. That in URL, because I knew it was gonna be somebody, one of these stages I was gonna get on. And like I say, I cleared a lot of stages, it ain't too many left. So I just want to continue to keep doing well, man, And if we can get some music out here that sound like something, man, shit. Ain't no telling what can happen towards the end of the year. So that's why, I gotta get all my ducks in a row as far as that. But shit.
You guys are going on tour.
Huh?
Going on tour as well, right?
It probably be more of like a battle tour. Far as a music tour, I haven't been seeing pretty much no musical tour. I really been still getting the records together of what I'm gonna be putting out this year. But hey, you may be talking about something I don't know about. Shit.
Hey, no, I saw it as your post before you were such a great guest to share the post today.
Oh, for sure. I had to do that. Keep everybody in line with what we doing, man. I want to shout y'all out, man. And I'm glad that you found me. But that's what I'm saying about the battle rap shit. You see what I'm saying? You found me through it. You see what I'm saying? Or you found me through just the constant grind of...
I found you through our story. Then I was telling that story at the bar one night, and I was like, what the fuck? Why don't I have him on the show? And I found you.
Right. So I'm just saying, the different avenues we can still connect, man, and still like,
every time you meet somebody, you open a door. That's what I mean. It doesn't close. It could be 20 years down the road and you still meet somebody like we just did.
Right. So
I'll shoot a fun question for you. Do you have a favorite sports movie?
My favorite basketball movie is He Got Game and Above the Rim. My favorite baseball movie is Major League 2 and Hardball, Major League 2, Field of Dreams, motherfucking League of Their Own. I got a lot of baseball movies I like.
Oh, Angels in the Outfield. Remember that one?
Angels in the Outfield. And what's that other movie? I bet y'all don't remember Rookie of the Year.
Rookie
Yeah,
of the
of
Year
course.
too. Yep.
Chicago Cubs.
Come back throwing 100-mile fastballs.
From center field with the broken arm. Chicago
Yep, with a
Cubs.
broken arm. Yep.
So
Sandlot. Can't forget Sandlot too. Sandlot was another one.
I'm finna get off the baseball because it's a lot of.
Yeah, it's too many of them.
Yeah, I'm finna leave. I'm gonna leave baseball alone.
Hey,
football, the program. I don't know if y'all know about the.
Holy fuck yeah. James
most
Conn?
definitely. Yeah, Omar Epps. Shit, so many of them.
Yeah. The program. Okay, Varsity Blues. I like Varsity Blues a lot. I didn't like that the other movie that much. Friday Night Lights. I didn't like
Friday Night Lights. Yeah, me either. I didn't like that either.
I like Varsity Blues though.
Movie Miles was cool, but it wasn't there.
Oh man, my favorite football movie is Little Giants.
Little Giants. Oh yeah,
Dude,
that's a fact.
hey, you gotta be like you gotta be close to the same age as me though, because these are all movies from my childhood. I'm an 83.
Of course, shit, for my childhood too.
Man, Little Giants had Madden in it. It had all the players. Oh man, I'm bugging though. This is hard, man. Waterboy.
Oh yeah, Waterboy. Yeah,
Waterboy wins, bro. Waterboy wins.
Bobby, you can't forget Bobby Boucher.
Nah, Waterboy is my favorite. Waterboy is definitely my favorite football movie for sure.
So Any Given Sunday too was one of my favorites too.
It was cool, but I could do without that.
Oh, you couldn't? Okay.
I could do without that. Waterboy is the one for me.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
For me, my favorite movie is Superbad. But
oh yeah, okay.
Again, I love Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorites, and you just called it too, the program, because man, I used to watch that with my brother all the damn time.
I had it on VHS.
Remember he used to have the Omar Epps had the fucking carried the fucking football because he was fumbling.
Yeah. I remember all of that, man. Shit, I see you with the Juice poster on your wall, man.
Oh most definitely.
That's the first movie I ever saw. That's the first movie I ever I would say first so-called grown-up movie that I saw at the movies. Then my mom took me to saw. I seen Tupac in the movie, and I seen Omar Epps DJing in the movie Juice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like 6 oh, and I was like, Mom, I want to go see that, and she's like, Oh yeah, and she just takes me to go.
Yeah, right. Yo, that was one of my favorite movies. It was one of my first movies classic. I ever always remember. Like I always remember Juice, King of New York. You know what I'm saying? And you always got to remember, New Jack. But when Juice came out, and I remember because I seen it on a fucking magazine, and I'm thinking it was The Source or something like that. And I remember it was on there. I was like, "Yo, this is gonna be dope." This is, about time, not too many people knew who Pac was. You only seen him from the same song and, you know what I'm saying, or off of, what was that one movie with fucking Dan Aykroyd? And he was in there, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people forget about Nothing But Trouble, you know what I mean? So when a lot of people get to see that, and when Juice came out, shoot, that's what top number one, movies in general, you know what I mean? So that's even dope to have, you know what I mean? Because not a lot of people still to this day don't understand how much Juice is to hip hop.
Yeah, I mean that's like one of the first movies that made me feel like I was a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Even as a young kid, influencing my style. I remember me wearing hoodies, and now I would wear my hoodie and I would put my coat over my hoodie and let the hoodie be the hood and put it over my hat like this. And
I still dress.
You know what I mean?
Right, still do it to this day.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It was because of Juice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even battles, he was into DJ battles, but like all of that was like I was ready for that, and I felt like I was definitely gonna be a part of that in my future, and I guess I was right.
My hip hop.
Hey,
My
well, I
hip
was about
hop
to ask you
culture.
too. I was about to ask you too. What was your favorite scene off of Juice?
Yeah.
My favorite scene off the Juice when he catch Q at the locker and he tell him, he say, I don't give a fuck about you. He said, I don't give a fuck about Raheem. He said, I don't give a fuck about myself. He said, you less of a man than me. So as soon as I feel like you ain't shit, pow. He said, and then when he first started, he was like, you was saying that I was crazy. He said, at first I thought I was tripping. He said, but you know what? I am crazy. You know what I mean? Because we all got that friend that's just like wow like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was a crazy one. But I'm gonna tell you the craziest thing from Juice. The craziest thing from Juice is when he tells Steel, I got more control of your life than you do. And he was like, fuck me, you got more control of my life than I do. He told him, I'm letting you breathe, ain't I? And that
yeah, I remember that.
That always held in my mind. It did, because it's like the only thing keeping us here from there is somebody taking us out. Just period. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And that was always deep to me. And for people to walk around so invincible and so almighty and so untouchable feeling, bro, that's a very humbling statement, bro. It's only another man got more control over you taking your next step than you do. So that's why you gotta respect everybody around you and include everybody around you, and meet all problems head on, but at the same time know what's worth fighting for and what's not. You know what I mean? So that was a lot of game within that movie, man.
I always wanted to be Shorty from Sunset Park. I always tried to dress like that with the puff jacket with the hoodie.
Sunset Park is another one.
Movies, Sunset Park, right?
Yeah, Sunset Park.
Sunset Park with
Red Rose Star.
Yeah, the first, besides He Got Game though, He Got Game, my favorite basketball movie. Every time He Got Game come on, I watch it. Like
me too.
But Space Jam, the first Space Jam, I watched that shit a million times. I watch that shit now.
Me too. Me too. I wish I could find that old soundtrack. Remember the soundtrack? Coolio was on there. You know what I'm saying? In the mind with Coolio. Who else was on there?
It was Coolio,
Meth Man, L Cool J, Be Real.
Be Real.
Yeah. Like, hey, that whole Space Jam was the shit. You know what I mean?
They don't even have that. They don't even have Hit 'Em High on.
No, they don't
Spotify.
even have. I can't even find that soundtrack. I can't even find that soundtrack.
No, it's nowhere to be found.
Right.
Hey, Reggie P, how much time do we got here?
I mean, I'm kicking it, man. I'm cool.
Cool. Then I'm gonna keep chatting. Let's go ahead.
Go. But yeah, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? We're over here thinking about, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm over here thinking about soundtracks. What was one of your favorite soundtracks? Because I always love, it's so many to me, you know what I mean? Especially in that era. You know what I mean?
The dopest soundtrack to me that I can think off the top of my head, man, is 5 Heartbeats. 5 Heartbeats got all the Dale's records on there.
Yeah.
5 Heartbeats got like so many of the Dale's records, like just so many old school hits is on, authentic old school hits is on that 5 Heartbeats soundtrack. So much music that I had to dig back in the crates and find out once I heard them playing it in the background of that movie. Crooklyn is another movie that has a real crazy soundtrack. You know what I mean? It's a movie called Love Jones. It got a crazy soul soundtrack on there. I pay attention to shit like that. I might know too many, man.
All right, me too. I actually one of my other ones too is in the Jim's Jason's Lyric soundtrack. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they had a lot of shit on there too.
Yeah, the H-Town shit on there.
Yeah.
They had a lot of lot of good R&B shit on there. I'm trying to think, man. Well, Juice soundtrack was fire.
Yeah, Above the Rim.
X.
Yeah, Above the Rim.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. Justice.
Waiting to Exhale.
Waiting to Exhale.
Yeah, that's a good soundtrack.
Even Dead Presidents, you know what I'm saying? Even though it was just like a compilation, you know what I mean? But it had fucking, you know what I mean, Curtis Mayfield, I was like, damn.
Right.
As a kid, that's when you was like, oh shit, I need to listen to shit like that.
Right. You hear funky shit. And I did.
What was your first CD you ever had?
The first CD. You didn't say tape. You said CD.
Yeah.
First tape. Oh yeah.
No, CD.
He wants to know the first CD that I had. I'm saying
okay.
I'm trying to see if it's a Quimini or not. The first, you know what?
That's one of my.
The first CD that I ever had that I hadn't purchased was a Quimini, and I traded it to my homie for Incubus. It should be a rock band called Incubus.
Yeah. Incubus, yeah. Incubus was dope as hell though.
I traded the Quimini for the Incubus, and I used to listen to that album. But the first album, like, I bought with my own money. I want to say was that chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavor water.
By Little Biscuit, yeah.
That's the first album I probably bought with my own money. You know what I mean?
Didn't that have Nookie on it, right?
Nah, that's the one. That's the one with Roland. Remember, keep rolling, and the one with him and Method Man too, because that Method Man.
Yeah. That's I think that might have been the first one I had bought with my own money. Then I bought a lot of CDs since then. You know what I mean?
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
I guess I want to fly. And like be able to like walk through walls and shit.
I'd always want to know what my date was thinking before she got rid of me.
I don't want to know what everybody. See, some people say that, but I don't want to know what everybody's thinking. Like, I don't want to know what's on everybody's mind all the time. Like,
that's a fact.
I don't want to know that. But I was thinking like flying, because my thing is all about escape for some reason. So it's like, if I can walk through anywhere, anything, you can't trap me nowhere. And if I can fly, and then of course once I get out of your reach, you can't get me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe I have an escapism issue and shit.
So I got a couple of quick response questions. Then we'll hit you with right now. So favorite sports team? We're guessing it's Atlanta.
Atlanta Falcons for football, Braves for all Atlanta teams. I even like the Hawks. I like all the Atlanta teams. Are my favorite teams.
You ever come across the guy John Rocker? He used to be a pitcher back in the day.
No, but I met Tom Glavine.
Oh, I've been trying to find John Rocker.
Yeah, I met Tom Glavine, but I ain't meet John. I never met.
Okay, what about your favorite breakfast?
My favorite breakfast is sausage, grits, eggs, plain toast. I like waffles more than pancakes, though.
That was the next question.
yeah, most definitely waffles over the pancakes. Yeah,
favorite Halloween. What about favorite Halloween costume?
My eggs and my grits together. Say what?
What about favorite Halloween costume?
Halloween costume? I don't be fucking around, man. But I can tell you what my first Halloween costume was, though.
From a kid.
It was a lion. I was the Cowardly Lion. I had the whole Wizard of Oz joint. And I remember trying to buy for apples with the lion mask on, and I couldn't get none and shit. But yeah.
That should be hard. That should be hard.
Look, they had the Gridiron Monsters. You remember those cards coming out, and it'd be Halloween guys, but it'd be football players?
Yep.
I did that one year with my equipment, so I had the like scary paint on, and I had my football equipment on, walking around looking mean, getting candy and shit. Yeah.
If you could go to deep sea or outer space.
You know what, man? I was with my wife today, and they said that deep sea is outer space. We was looking at something on fucking Instagram, and they said the deep waters got portals in them that take you to space. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, research that on your own time. But I just seen this shit.
No doubt.
And it was like all those sea creatures and shit that we said we be seeing, that those are actually aliens. And then there's portals that get you to space through the water. But anyway, you asking me that straight up, definitely out of space.
What about?
I got one for you, because one of mine is always going to be "Letter to the King" by Game. What's your favorite song by Game?
My favorite song by Game is what to me that I like the most is two of them. It's one that he got with Kanye. They be like, wouldn't get far.
Yeah, wouldn't get far off the Doctor's Advocate.
Put your hands up, ladies.
Yeah.
You know? Then
yes,
gotta I really like that. That's really a dope jam that I always like. And then like he got this other song that be like I think Jamie's on the hook and he's like, just trying to get my money right. When I'm done, take a flight, take you all around the world. But I think that song, I think that's plane, train, automobile, train, chromed out wheel. That was a dope record. I like One Blood, but that's not like my favorite record. And
300 bars. 300 bars is the greatest song of all time.
Yeah, it's when I first heard that, man, I was like, this man crazy. And did he really rap that damn long? But I found out how he do it and how it's done.
Yeah, we had DJ Ski on the show. He explained how it all broke down, and they did it together in the basement.
How he did it and how it was done, and I'm like, damn. And even to still keep up. It's like you write in a movie, audio. You see what I'm saying? So 300 bucks. I'm trying to think, man. You know,
trash.
Life from Scratch was one of my favorites too. And Dreams.
My Life with Lil Wayne.
Need Your Love.
Lil Wayne joints.
El
Chapo.
Huh?
There's a song El Chapo he's got on the documentary song, or on the documentary CD.
Right. That record, like, I'm the king, and I be smoking. I think that song.
That's the Jacker. That's the Jacker. Remember of the verdict. Yeah.
Okay.
RP Jack. Yeah.
Okay. And I thought this record was on Jesus Piece. He got a record on Jesus Piece that's like real hard. His latest album, I like the latest album. It has some records on there. You feel what I mean?
Ellie Boumbaye is off of Jesus Piece.
Okay.
Celebration.
Those two were the bangers of that one.
Jesus Piece too. Even the song Jesus Piece was a banger.
Yeah. I gotta throw another funny one at you here. Big booty or big breasts? Don't tell the wife.
Booty.
Plead the fifth.
Nah, I said booty, like hips and booty. You know, I can deal like maybe if you didn't have any breasts, like if it's like, if you know, I could deal with that, but I don't think I could deal with like if you didn't have nothing below.
I'll get you out of trouble here. If you were a flavor, what flavor would you be?
What's going on? Say it again.
If you were a flavor, what flavor would you be?
Oh no. That's some crazy mess, man. I don't know, man.
For me,
I guess I'd be like some kind of berry, something that you could mix with liquor that would taste good, like some kind of punch of berries kind of flavor, or something like that. Okay. I guess.
For me, I go with a mint flavor because I think I'm mint.
Oh my god.
If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
A bird,
Because you want to fly.
because I want to fly.
See, I always go with a dolphin because I got no hair and a nose. Okay, I'm just throwing out my hockey jokes here. These are the questions. These are the ones I ask the kids when they're coming up. The prospects that I interview, because I can do a lot of football prospects, hockey prospects as well. So
Yeah.
you gotta throw in some fun ones once in a while.